What up? What up, ladies and gentlemen? Been trying to get into this app for 10 minutes. 10 minutes. I don't know if this is going to be able to be done in 1,000 days just because this app is wonky. So, like I say, if this app does not let me in, I guess I'll just kick over to Twitch. That's going to be the secondary plan. Kick over to Twitch, do it there, and then drop it on my YouTube channel. But man, I don't know why it won't let me in. I don't know what the hiccup is. I don't know what the problem is. Running into some problems with this streamer, but you know, they don't come off, but when they come, they're fairly freaking big. Oh, Lord. Gotta cut the light on too. Sweet Jesus. Lord have mercy. All right, let's put this here. That's good. It is going to be 1,000,000,000,000 degrees today. You know what? We're going to open the window. Yeah, we're going to open the window. All right, so we're going to close this. The windows are always open. We're going to put this here to create our own vortex, so to speak. Our own, not really a vortex so much as it's a wind channel to blow good air out, bad air in. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I was like, oh man, this is great. But yeah, we have to get a more purposeful practice, quite frankly, instead of loosely doing what we're doing here, which will come this weekend. We're gonna set up that schedule. We're gonna know we practice finger techniques, we practice scales, we practice some writing stuff. There's 8 things on that. Oh, that's right. I put this yes. There you go. I was letting you know. I was like, what? This does feel better though, actually. Here, it doesn't matter. Let's raise it though. Let's put that up a bit. Not so much. Hold on. Yeah, that'll work. All right, so I'm gonna leave that light off. So yeah, we need a little more purpose. We need a little more direct intention. And you know, people come through, they give me good advice. I appreciate those people. But people come through with harsh criticisms too. That's the thing that happens with people. What are you gonna do? But remember, we all learn differently. This is not junior high school where everybody has to be under one person's thumb and have to do it some certain way in a certain amount of time. This is this mic just keeps turning itself way up, doesn't it? This is for us. This is just chit chat, chilling. I used to there you go. That's good coffee. I used to watch like people build stuff, long streams while I did laundry, cleaned the house, right? I could go back and go, oh, that was interesting, and rewind. You couldn't do that with broadcast TV. So, I mean, it's a new age, it's a new era. You don't have to do it exactly like your great grandparents did. You can learn this thing at your own pace. You don't have to chase it like somebody thinks you need to chase it. And that's what we're doing. We're learning at our own pace, but we recognize that it needs to be shoring up. It needs to have a little more directed intent, quite frankly. We have to be intentional in our practice, right? But at the same time, like I said, we're not going to be Beethoven. We're not going to be, when I say Beethoven, I mean when he was a boy and his father beat him if he didn't do it right or on any of this stuff, right? We're not gonna be Britney Spears, who was, in my opinion, trained to be a fucking performing monkey. And yeah, she's a sack of money, but now they realize the sack of money has its own mind, and they don't like that. In the old days, this is how they got all the stuff from everybody. This is why white companies own all black music up until like the mid 90s. That's how bad it is, right? But I mean, white folks ain't no different. They lose all their shit to the same people, right? Um, Everything's owned by BMI. BMI don't make music. They're business people. They BMI and ASCAP, right? These giant. They they're looking out not so much for the artists or anything. They're looking out for them and their bottom line and to be here for 1,000 years. I mean, what does music mean anymore? Quite frankly, because in the old days it was in the day, not the old days, but in the days of the Beatles, it was like don't sell out, don't sell your music to corporations. Now it's I want my song to be on a sneaker ad. So it's like, ugh, your love song is selling cookies. Ugh. So it is what it is. Aesthetics change. I get that. But it's hard to change in people. We should all understand that, which is why we still have racism, which is why uh, Israel and fucking Palestine is going to be like that for the next 1,000 years unless somebody actually makes them fix it. Not just let one kill the other off because they've got better ordinance from America. Or shit shifts and not everybody's supporting the Palestinians, giving them enough shit to kill off all the Israelis there, right? Everybody likes to be a bully. Nobody likes to be bullied. Not everybody likes to be a bully. I could give a fuck about being a bully. But man, do I hate bullies. They're everywhere. They're not just in your schoolyard fucking, but they're taking your intellectual property. They're fucking rigging shit and putting you in jail. They're rigging court papers to keep ownership of you as a person or your stuff as, So yeah, America is broken. It's not, people are like, I can't believe you will say that about us. Shut up. Only people who have you singing America is great. You sing it for them and not so much yourself. Listening to all these people, especially the Democratic race with Nina Turner, just watching how the Democrats are doing everything to stay in power from other Democrats who have a different view because they're 50 years younger than the people in charge. So now they're going to do all these dirty tricks. Remember the Clinton leak of the photo with Barack Obama at his young man religious festival? They were like, "Oh, look, he's a secret Muslim and all this shit." No, Judge, we don't say it, but we'll have a third party person associated with us say it, so we can just sit over here and like, "Well, our hands are clean. What are you talking about?" Classic central way that America works. We still have racism in giant numbers. We still have sexism in giant numbers. These corporate grin in your face, but they don't pay taxes. They don't defend this place. The whole thing is a fucking shit show. And the more hungry people, I said on someone else's pod. I mean, I drive around here and all I see is people holding placards saying homeless, ex-vet, please help, whatever you can spare. All these written on cardboard signs. And I'm like, wow, in the last year, I've never seen so many people in that position. It's sad. This is America, greatest nation in the world. Rich, rich, rich. Yeah, okay. None of that is wrong. But saying you could work hard in America and get there is increasingly bullshit. And all the people who didn't get there, because look, every year you get more millionaires. So, but the population doesn't go that fast. You to rob everybody. So it went from robbing only the blacks to the blacks and the Spanish people, these new immigrants, to everybody. Right? They used to not rob the Irish like this when they came because they were white and they were Christians. All right, but now it's everybody gets robbed, and now people who are unhappy. I see all these people with these placards. I'm pretty sure they never thought they'd be in that position, right? because I think they did. I don't know them personally, but I think the energy was this us against them that they grew up in. I'm sure some more of them than not believed in it, and now that system has turned them down. Not turned them down, has turned on them. Can't feature kids. Come on, Haps, get this video right. So we are. Hold on. Yeah, we're streaming to every place. Let's look over here because I'm obviously sending. That's what's going on. All right, we'll go over here, and that should fix it, right? See how bad it got when I tried to fix it? Oh my god, look at it. I'm one giant like pixel. The last time it was like this for like 20 minutes. Remember that? I said, man, I'm gonna take off all my clothes and do the stream naked because you can't see anything. And then it cleared up almost immediately. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. What if I tried this before, right? What if I close the camera? But I shouldn't have to close the camera. This I don't really understand this whole setup. So tomorrow we're gonna have a schedule. It's 7:15, people. We did a 5-hour stream yesterday, boys and girls. It was pretty all right. I mean, come on, Haps, fix the imagery. All right, we're gonna try it because it's really pissing me off. See what we get when we come back here in a few seconds. Not better. I don't know, man. It's the program, and they keep saying like there's a thing that pops up that blames you immediately. Your bandwidth is bad. I'm like, what are you talking about? My bandwidth is bad. I'm not on my cell phone. I'm locked into my computer, so it is just not helping me out. All right, let's turn on some light. Oh, that light is on. Let's turn on this light. And let's turn on this fan. Yeah, see what I mean? It's still like this. This doesn't make any sense. I know this is a beta system and all, but your first priority is the image, right? Like I was told here, your first priority is learning music is a crisp, clear tone. And I was like, oh, why didn't I think of that? Oops, why didn't I think of that? That makes perfectly good sense, right? It's the thing I miss trying to learn this thing. And like I said, we're going to learn it. We're picking up things slowly, but surely we're picking up things. Like I said, we're going to make that schedule tomorrow. And someone told me ring clearly struck notes or rung out notes, right? It can't be like tinny to your ear. It can't, because you're used to hearing music, you'll know a bad note. Excuse me. Excuse me. So you'll know a bad note. This is the same situation. If you're going to be a restreamer, Haps, talking to you, Haps, if you're going to restream, your first priority it's got to be your imagery. I mean, the picture's back. How long did that take? I want to say 14 minutes, right? It was wiggy, then it got worse, then it went back to wiggy. Now it's clear, right? Pretty good. But your first mission is a clear image. And nobody can game on this platform yet because the image is butt. And it does that. It goes nowhere. But if you're gaming, you can't fall out of an image. It's sort of like if this is the same problem of excuse me. This is the same problem of if I had a movie and I said the killer is, and then the picture went out and the sound went to shit and everything went scratchy, and then it comes back and there's an ending going on. Everybody will be like, what the hell is that? Right? This is the same thing. Modern age, but the same thing. And mind you, I'm not sitting at home watching this thing. I'm sitting at home making this thing. Right? So we're supposed to technically be partners, but the way it really works is we're not partners. But I mean, if I'm going to be one of the trillions of people you want on this platform making this thing work for you, and I am, of quite frankly. Let's face it. Haps is nothing. None of these sites are anything if there are no people on them, right? So people are valuable. I may not be valuable. We can get rid of we can get rid of the one of him. He's an annoying asshole. But once that kind of idea goes, you know, screw this, that, or the other, we're all leaving, then all of a sudden it becomes a threat in like what you're trying to do. So you can't piss off everybody. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people are pissed off with this imagery problem you have. I mean, it falls to like 1 pixel and slows down incredibly. It's sort of not awesome. Sort of not awesome. Other than that, though, when you're on, you're rocking. Other than the game thing, once you fix the game thing and this imagery thing, then you can run to Wall Street. Wow, I sort of had a speech, but that one worked out. Here we go with my ear. Yeah, all right. I want to wish you all a good morning. It's Friday, baby. Friddle diddle die day. Friday the 16th. Remember when you were a much younger person and you could not dream, and you couldn't wait to like get a gig and buy a bicycle? Remember that? You can wait to work, all that stuff. You were so psyched, your first job. Remember how enthusiastic you were all those years ago? And then you learned that work sucked. And then you got used to being enthusiastic about Fridays and still your weekend. When you begin to get miserable about your weekends, then you just begin to look forward to retirement. That tells me, that's the next phase of that. Then you get retirement, you'll be happy, and then you won't have anything to do. Then you look forward to a job again. That's the cycle. I'm not going to tell you that I went through that cycle. The cycle is valid. I hate it. Like, couldn't wait to get a job. Then I hate the low end gig money and the bullshit hours. And then I was happy for my weekends. And I've been happy for my weekends for a bit now. You should be happy for your weekends. No matter how bad someone on your commute tries to fucking make you hate your day, it's your Friday. Don't play in. No matter how, I don't want to say dickish, but dickish your boss is, and I don't want to be sexist, whatever the equivalent of lady-ish is as well, your lady boss is. Come on. Don't mean that you should, you got to acquiesce, right? But you don't need to invest in the bad feelings of it. Just go, man, all right, you can say what you want. You got me for another 4 hours. All right, you got me for another 3 hours. You got me for hey, I need you to stay long. Oh, no, got a family thing, man. Sorry, I'm out of here. Don't even. Just be gone before you can get to ask you that. Pull one of those secret escapes as you hide behind the planter and sneak past cubicles or whatever the case would have to be. Yeah, you should make your Friday your dream day. You know what I mean? What if I did this? I mean, that's just every Friday. Let your mind wander in places that you would never be, right? I don't know where you'd never be, but I'm just saying most people won't ever run for politics. So imagine, what if I did? I wonder what that's like. Right? What if I started this cookbook? I want to where would get images? What if then the more you kind of like, it's sort of dreaming and hoping, stuff like that, I believe lubricates your mind. So you're not so stodgy and stuck in a place where you can't imagine possibility. Right? Even if, and people tell you, man, daydreaming. Don't tell those people your dreams. That's the problem. People act like people stop dreaming. People don't stop dreaming. Actually, I think people can stop dreaming. They can stop dreaming like they stop drinking or breathing or loving things or appreciating life. So I think they can. But I think, just stop telling people your dreams or ask them about it in interesting ways. Yo, man, what do you think about this? See what people tell you. I was thinking, I used to write. I was part of the newspaper in high school, right? What if I start writing again? Here come my man Jeff. I'm just gonna ask him. Yo, Jeff, man, what you think about blogging and people writing stories? You read any of those pods or anything? He may go, oh yeah, there's a couple I like, and then he'll tell you what he likes, right? His If he doesn't like politics, it won't be a political blog, right? If he likes rap music, he might listen to rappers talking about rap stuff. Or if he likes history, he might listen to a history blog, right? So like, all right, well, there's a window out there for me, you know. So these are the dreams that you should, in my opinion, you should be doing on your Fridays, just to make sure the boss don't get in your head and you're miserable. And if you're coming up on the weekend, you got a honeydew list. Well, I don't know what to tell you. Never really had a honeydew list, but I'm assuming that they need to get done. So better do them with a song in your heart. Yeah. So I follow this guy on Twitch who's a cook. It's pretty good. He's got like cameras in his kitchen, and and I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. But he's a chef who, how do these freaking things keep getting in this house? Those silver bugs, one is crawling on my window. I do not know who the bell tolls, baby. I guess it tolls for me. All right, so it's Friday morning. Friday morning, baby bubba. Tomorrow we'll have a better centralized system. We absolutely will. Because this past week has been quite, I just can't come here and wing it like I've been doing. And I like to wing it. I like to talk to people. But we're supposed to be learning something, right? And that's what we're going to be doing. Excuse me. Let's put this here out of the wind. Let's grab some of this just to make sure this water is FDA approved. Tweet. Profile drinking. It's good and cold. My breakfast is essentially ice water and fucking hot coffee. Then somewhere around 4 o'clock, I'll get hungry and try to figure out what am I going to shove in my face. But I think I'm going to stop that. I think I'm going to, even if it's a toast with jelly, that's going to be my morning deal. And I got to tell you, I was thinking about it yesterday. I got off stream. I was like, I have to stop drinking. Just because I've been drinking, most of all, I've been drinking my whole life. But with this pandemic, I've been drinking like, I don't want to say nightly, but damn near nightly, right? No, maybe not nightly, but easily like minimum 4 days out of the week. And I would say maximum 7 days. So, but somewhere between 4 and 7 days a week. For a year and a half, I've been drinking. It's not me. And I've been talking about fitness, which is definitely me. So I'm still talking the game, but I'm not doing anything. So yeah. So we have to come up with something else to drink on the 4 o'clock show because there won't be alcohol anymore. Or if it is, it'll be super rare. Maybe I'll do it only on Fridays, right? It's not like I'm getting blotted and people in the chat going, you really need to slow down your drinking. You really need to see somebody, right? That's not where it is. But at the same time, you know, get ahead of the problem before it's a problem, right? Nobody wants to be like, well, yeah, it's been 1,000 days and he has been drinking every night for 1,000. Yeah, his guitar practice has gotten better, but where would it be if he wasn't drinking all the time, right? So all these things you think about. Plus, then I heard that he had to stop drinking because then you're like, oh, well, obviously he had to stop drinking. He's been doing it forever. No, ridiculous. And the same thing goes with everything else. You know, if you're like, ooh, I'm 20 pounds overweight, ooh, I'm 30 pounds overweight, ooh, I'm 40 pounds overweight. Why don't you slow that shit down when you said, ooh, I'm 20 pounds overweight? Now you got to lose 100 pounds? Get the fuck out of here. You want to be a serious person, right? And someone once told me a long time ago, lie to everybody else, just don't lie to yourself, which really makes sense if you think about it. Are you going back to college? Oh, yeah, I'm going back to college. But in your mind, you're going, man, I'm not fucking going back to college. I'm just, but you might really believe that lie is to yourself and you just never do it. And everyone else goes, nah, you know what I'm saying? But the things you want, you should work at. I mean, nobody tells you to want those things, right? But you should work at those things. You should, man, my nose is killing me. You should work at those things for you. Where is it? Put that here. Give me a second. Sorry about that. Woo. So yeah, yeah. This is why I don't like to leave the room, because then I can just go ah, like snort and then spit it all in the toilet. But here I just blow my nose and I just dislodge everything. Now I even sound a pitch different because I blew my whole. Yeah, you have to know how your whole shit drains. I'm always talking about drainage on, but I find that a lot of people, all those weird things that your granny told you. Well, I don't know how old your granny is. This may be the lost age of the great granny. I think we're in. I don't think these twerkers will make great grannies. She told me about. You'll need to unlock your iPhone first. Shut up. Tell me about what do they call them? Home remedies. Essentially. What was one of the things she told me? Can't even come up with one now. So this silverfish is trapped between. He's on this side. He's in the house, but he's trapped between my risen window and the outer pane. He's just doing loops in one of the squares. That's what happens. What happens if you found a spaceship, right? And you walked in and the doors closed behind you. You couldn't read anything, couldn't see anything. You wouldn't know where you were. You wouldn't know how to operate anything. Wouldn't know how to access anything. This is the state of a bug in your house, right? Trying to get out, but the ship is as big as a Grand Canyon. You don't know where you came in. You don't know where you got out. These are mental exercises if you want to write, and you pick them up just from the freaking bug. Can I get that son of a bitch? Normally, I used to be very zen. um, don't kill bugs, let live and let live kind of stuff. But that is not easy to do. Now he's beginning to realize there's drama. Oh, did I get him? Come on, man. Here he is. Yep, now I got him. All right. Two things were happening here. I'm sorry, dude, but seriously, you were in the way and you were distracting. Normally, I live and let live, but I had a spider in here in the same window yesterday. And he was inside making a web to the camera. And I was like, dude, am I going to have to? I'm going to have to. I don't want to, but I'm going to have to. And now the remains of him, I need to go up there and dust off my screen. Because I tried to pick him up, but sometimes you try to pick him up and you smear them across the place. It's unseemly. It is unseemly. Uh, Prompts a Hindu question, right? About life. Is that life worth less than mine because he's small? I don't think so. I wouldn't want somebody come smearing me across the place. But at the same time, if you're worried about all these things, you know what a freaking mental mess you'd be? I mean, you're a bipedal carnivore cruising through this altered landscape, right? Should be trees and rocks and caves and swamps. Instead, it's paved roads and houses and off ramps and you know. So yeah, we are not as wild and free as we once thought. We're the caged birds singing, baby, baby. Mm, I love morning coffee with you guys. All right, our morning shows go an hour and a half. We were thinking about changing the show. Well, the 4 o'clock show is going to move to 6 Monday. Uh, if I did it for an earlier, I'm essentially doing it for Europe, right? Which is not a problem. So I think I got to build a base where I am, get in where you fit in, as we say. uh, here. So around lunchtime here on the northeast. I'm not in the northeast anymore. On the central east coast of America, yeah, America. We are just gonna shift it a little bit and not be such a dilettante with 4 or 5. Yesterday we had 5 hours. I enjoyed it for 5 hours. And last this I want to say this past Friday we promised ourselves we weren't going to do any shows longer than 3.5 hours because 3.5 hours is a good time. Most of the streams I watch are about 3.5 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours, right? Um, like I watch D&D streams that go for like 2.5 hours all the time. Cooking shows, actual good cooking shows, take about an hour, 45 minutes. So I watch a lot of long form stuff, watch a lot of live stuff. Uh, it's just the way I do it. So, but we're gonna move this, and we're not gonna be so rigid. We're gonna do more pop up shows. But the 7 o'clock will remain 7 a.m. and the 4 o'clock is gonna become 6 p.m. And I think the ones that we might move to kind of try and find the best time of day is the 4 o'clock show. 4, 5, 6, 7, right? Uh, who knows? Maybe it'll turn into a late night show, right? 9, 10, 11, 12. But the 7 a.m. show will always be here because I like to talk to you guys before you go to work. And the 7 a.m. show is fairly short. Like I said, it's an hour and 15 minutes. Uh, the average 4 o'clock show is like 3 hours. Yeah. I think the shortest show we ever had was 2 hours. Actually, that's not true. The shortest show we ever had was an incident. But that was I want to say 15 minutes, but that was an incident. But the no incidents normally the shortest show is like 3 hours. Um, and we're here every single day, every single day. So I will see you at Christmas and Hanukkah and Ramadan. I will see you in the mornings, and then I'll see you later in the night. And every time I will wish you well. I will hope that you wish me well, trying to get this thing down. Reward for cyber attacks info. Here's the thing: if you paid these people, I don't think. I mean, why would you say I got $10 million from the American government? Tell that dude and not give that dude any. First of all, if you're a criminal organization, everybody you work with knows about it and they got their cut. Who are they telling about it? Who's now going to rat everybody out? And you can't find them. It's one of the last vestiges of cowboy culture is the internet, right? It's like sending a letter. No, it's not even like sending a letter. If I sent you a letter with a stamp and your address, uh, where I dropped it in the box, there'll be a stamp of that region of where it came from, right? The city, the town, the region. We may not know who sent it, but it came from here. It came from Colorado, and I needed a name for Colorado. Silver Springs, right? Or it came from Delaware, or it came from like Yonkers in New York State. This is just kind of like something shows up in your inbox. You don't know who sent it, where it came from. Yeah, it's essentially an anonymous letter sent to you, and they can't stop it. It's an anonymous letter sent to you that once you open it, it's like giving someone the keys to your house, right? So you open this letter, and someone instantly somewhere else in the world instantly has it. It's like a magic trick. Instantly has the keys to your house, and can wander around, root around. You never know they're there. Don't know how to keep them out. So once they're able to track back, I think that's the last great thing. But here's the thing: the people who do this probably know how to, but they don't want it. Remember, when they started doing computers, they built in these back doors so they could always get back in, and that's what started all this shit. So if you're fired from like Microsoft or IBM back in the day, you kept this back door so you could slide back into the system. Then other tech people who used to do that became security firms and would try and close these systems, but then they will leave open, so you get better, but you're still doing the same thing. So it's like I'm a speedster in my car, but first it's a Model T. And then I get better mechanics, and then they make, you know, uh, a Porsche. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still a speed demon zipping through here, hitting and running. You know, the tech is better, but the problem is that the tech is better, and the only people who can fix it are the ones who know where these back doors are. I mean, they have more access to you on your phone than you have to your own phone. And I always thought, oh wow, we're going to be a computer nation. We're going to teach all these to the kids because everybody's going to have to know this. Everybody's going to have to know. They don't want that. I realized they just want willful, stupid followers to buy shit, right? And that's it. What you need to is an education, so you could. I mean, there's a new thing now called the right to repair, where you should be able to fix your own lawnmower, your own car, your own iPhone. This idea that you bought it and it's not yours. And the argument they're using is the tech companies is, well, the phone really isn't yours. All that you just sort of rent the technology, so it's really ours. But that's not the assumption people are running under. The people are running under that this is my phone and all this shit on it is my shit, my pictures, my da da. But your pictures are also in their database. So I mean, these are things that uh, should concern all of us, and we will hope that the people in charge know how to fix it. But the people in charge are the toaster and typewriter generation, and you're in the you know email and I think microwave ovens are going the way of the dog too, right? Generation. It's like having the pencil and paper generation telling the texter go to Mars generation that what they need is more stamps and to save the postal service. One, I think you should save the postal service. But they sold all these things out for money a long time ago. Now they're telling you how they're going to save it. So let's see, America. You know, what in the world is this in my coffee? It's a string. Probably came from these pants, which are awesome. Um, excuse me. So remember, we played guitar in the morning, mostly reviewed yesterday, and we talked smoke. Uh, yesterday you had a pretty good group of people come in. I think it was about ended up being about 100 people, which is we're a super tiny streamer. That's pretty impressive for a super tiny streamer. I think it was one of my best days streaming. I've had days where there were three of us in here, and those are fun days too. Um, like I said, I enjoy your company. We're gonna run through the news or whatever, social stuff. Would talk about movies. I love movies and how they make movies, but movie theaters are gone, and at this point, we've got enough shit to make our own movies. We can do that. You can do that. I'll watch it. I'll like and subscribe immediately. I'm trying to support people like me, average everyday worker bees doing something interesting, so we don't get nuts. Yeah. Excuse me. There you go. I think I've dislodged it into my cranium now. But that's what you do. All this morning flim stuff, you got to get it out. You've been laying on it all day. Then you wake up. This is why you're supposed to get up, shake your carcass around, like do some of these, right? Just swing some blood around. I mean, push-ups will be good too, right? You just sort of get your hips a couple of twists. Oh my goodness, I'm winded. Do some deep knee bends. I was gonna do some deep knee bends. Just not to work up a sweating, just to kind of get everything moving. Then you get not room temperature water, but not freezing cold water either. But it's not supposed to be cold, not supposed to be warm, or hot. And then you run like a couple of that through your system to sort of relubricate all this stuff, and then you're supposed to start your day, right? That simple little thing of, oh, all right, shaking it to sleep off essentially, and going about your day. It's a good mode. Some people take it to the other extremes. Everyone I knew in New York who transplanted there was a runner. Like, you people are stressful. Y'all don't do anything laid back. And I was a runner too, but not at 7 in the morning, not at 4 in the morning before I went to work. I couldn't see it. But I did run in the morning because I got the dog up to take her out. So, and it's cooler to run in the morning. But 4:30 in the morning through Brooklyn, you better check your head. Do I have anything awesome to show you, dudes? If I do, we're going to lose a picture. We are absolutely going to lose a picture. All right. We're not going to show you anything because we're going to lose the picture. And I don't really have anything to show you. I should pull up something, watch the picture. Hopefully the picture won't be gone forever. Yeah, Adam Savage, right? Building stuff with his hands. That is awesome. And I was like, oh, I don't have I can't. But at the end of the day, if you bought like an old dining room table and just use that little bit of space, you could build the world on it, right? You could build a. I watched this guy on YouTube build a robot out of beer cans. Like he took the, and not like he took the aluminum and melted them down to little bricks or anything. He took used acetate to take the paint off, had it down with a little mallet. These things could be louder too. I guess I need to hug it up to a beat speaker or something. Took a little mallet, put little rivets in it, made this like several of them. He had like a suit of armor, like it was about a foot and a half high. When I was a kid, there was action figures, right? And some were like a foot tall, right? And like cowboy hats and guns. But then they started making them 12 inches, which is like the GI Joes were about. And since then, those sort of became standard. Barbie dolls and GI Joes were about the same size, so you know you can put your GI Joe Barbie doll in your sister's GI Joe doll in your sister's Barbie house. So I guess the powers that be was like, this is a better ratio versus the big ones. And then in the 80s, the little tiny one became popular because of Star Wars, right? The little Star Wars action figures weren't a foot tall. Actually, at first they were a foot tall, but I don't know what happened. I think people got the smaller ones because they were cheaper, or it was something to get your kid versus a giant doll, and then those just took off. But yeah, it's the history of toys as I remember it. Mm. So I'm polishing off that coffee. So remember, what we are going to do here is learn guitar at our own pace. And this may not look like we're moving at it very fast, but we're moving at it. We're doing pretty good. Day 28, 2 days. I think we're doing pretty good. We're, like I said, we're going to have this. What am I going to put it on? I guess I said I should put it on a not plastic board, a wooden board I can buy from the art shop, and paint that board with magnetic paint. Write on it in white and just use magnets uh, to know when I hit what, and use a D20 to decide. Because since I started gaming, I always have a D20 around, just for hard decisions. I rarely ever use it. Right? It's like, yeah, a D10. Should I call that supermodel back, or should I just keep hanging out with the billionaire soil heiress? Yeah, see, 9. 1 to 5 was the rock star girl, and 6 to 10 was the billionaire. See, so now I got to make some phone calls. Magnetic paint. Let's look up magnetic paint. Just get a can, spray it on the canvas, and keep track of it, of what we're doing with you're making a lot of shit here, which it's not expensive, so I guess it's fine. Magnetic spray paint. $7.50. All right. Wait, why is this one $21? Magnetic paint. Magnetic paint. A bucket of it for $200. Krylon Fusion. Indie Paint create a white magnetic service. Oh, dry erase paint. So you can paint your wall with dry erase paint and then have a giant. That's not bad. We can close that. We're going to close this because we're losing bandwidth, because I know it's telling me it is. And then we're going to do this. So yeah, I may run out and buy, reach into the vast stores of the treasury here speak to some of the bankers down there and see if I can float a loan for like $12. Get this can, maybe some other things uh, from the banking bureau here at the command center. I hope whoever runs the banking bureau has what's the word I'm looking for? I'm always losing words. But yeah, because the guy who makes the coffee was not got consistency. Because sometimes this coffee is fire, and sometimes it's just like, why did they hire that guy? I think he's only hired to make the coffee. Can't hate on him, right? I appreciate the coffee, but man. So let's hope that the people downstairs at the First Bank of True Armor will give me a $7 loan, and we'll see where it goes. And then I got to get magnets. We're going to put the magnets in bottle caps and glue them in there, and just use them as stars. Okay, we did this yesterday, and probably keep a small running sheet to know, because it's going to be 1,000 days. We want to know what we did when for the whole 1,000 days, baby. Yeah. So yeah, this is you should be able to. Here we go. Mm. Mm. Yep. I think that was it. Head drain. It's like a cavity of a glacier, just kind of and just falling down into the back of my head. And that is what it is, baby Bubba. Yeah, man, it's your Friday. I hope your Friday is balling ridiculous. I hope some good thing happens on that you did not expect. Some small nugget of, oh man, that was awesome, right? Fine, $20 would be nice. Uh, Making a friend, we've been on that all week, right? Because no one has any friends. Just bump into a dude, or maybe bump into someone that you used to hang out with that you love and haven't seen in a while. Rekindle that friendship. Like all these good things that we want for you on this beautiful, 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 beautiful Friday morning, man. Where is that? It's got to be like 70. Well, here it's going to be a stupid, ridiculously hot day. But yesterday was a stupid, ridiculously hot day, and it wasn't that bad. Why is there another Space Jam movie? I didn't see the first Space Jam movie. It's 30 years old. They're really trying to get me interested in the Olympics. An 18-year-old. They're going to put an 18-year-old on a plane so you can say he's a young. Yeah. See, it's not about people actually doing anything. It's about who you know and how they do these things. You know why? Why, sweet Jesus? I'm telling you, all kind of messages from all kind of people. 6 tweets. Okay. So remember, we should probably play some guitar, right? Before this session ends. But man, I want to risk it by blowing my nose. We are having quite a week. And man, I'm sort of happy that the weekend is here. I need a break. And like I said, excuse me. Like I said, the weekends are for fun and adventure, right? So, I mean, I think we use the term adventure so closely associated with movies and great books and all that. Ugh, that's some good stuff. we use adventure so closely related to films and TVs and books, and that we forget you can have your own adventure, man. It doesn't have to be $1 trillion fantastic. I mean, get your kids out and of course, it's gonna be a weird ass craziness, but take them someplace like and let them be kids, and you be a parent. Stop that! Don't touch that! Don't touch the snake! Get away from the caribou, honey. The wolf is carrying away Jim. So all these kind of like when you come back after you survived it, it won't be that severe. I think the most uh, random thing that happens to families is like you take a kid someplace and you might lose them in the park for like 10 minutes or so. My brother got lost. I never got lost. I'm not a wanderer away from my parents when I'm with them. But if you go do some shit, I will wander all over the place. I was always a sort of a do as you're told kid, right? Um, yeah, and that's the thing, right? If you have a mama's boy, that's great. But by the time he's about 8, you should try and fucking nip that in the bud. Seriously. Because by the time he's 12, 13, 14, cats won't dig him. Right? Squishy boys get picked on and, left behind. And you got to make sure he can hang with his peers. Um, but yeah, no, as a young boy, I was definitely a mama's boy. Always hung out in the kitchen. That's where all the good stuff was, quite frankly, in the kitchen. Um, and then when we went with like did enough stuff with my uncles and my dad and stuff, that when we went fishing or whatever, you got to be a boy with the rest of the boys. Got to fight it out with the girls. That's why the girls in my family are so tough. That's because they fight with the boys their whole life. So when they grow up as women, they're uninterested in being any man's sidekick. You know what I'm saying? And the men in the family are more conditioned to going instead of that woman to kind of listen a little more closely. What you say about who? Okay, all right. Just because it's the environment that we grew up in. You just can't tell all the women to be quiet. We don't want to hear from you, right? And the women can't tell all the men that they're all full of shit, right? It's a little more honest. It's like some women have some people have stronger personalities than you, and they're men and women, right? Some people are just laid back and easy, and they're men and women. And some people are just smarter than you, and they're men and women. And once you're around them your whole life, you go, so and so's really smart. She knows stuff. Let's go ask her, right? It's so. But society tells you completely different. Society tells you the people with money know all things for whatever reason. Um, Women must be protected. They're sacred, delicate flowers, and that whole thing leads into, oh no, baby, I got it for you. You need to be protected. I don't need to be protected. I can do this shit myself. No. But that's society. So now you've got these kind of conflicts in society, which is weird. But we don't have that conflict in my family because my sister, who does not curse, will let you know about yourself. You know what I'm saying? And everybody does. I worry about that being pushed, like that strong thing about my family sort of being corroded. I do, because I think a lot of other stuff about my family has been corroded just by this society. Um, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, love. Oh, I got the stream deck here. I need to hook up. I've got a list of shit to do. Let's write a list and carry it out in the next 2 months. Let's say. This is a nice clean sheet of paper. Here you are. Well, I don't need to turn away from you. I can see it right here and use this art board that I don't use as much as I should use it. And do I have a multi? I call these multi pens because it's multicolors. I don't know what they're actually called. You know what? We can find out what they're actually called right now. This is the thing we do. Why we like to consider ourselves intelligent being, because we look up information. All right. The 4. Hardest thing is to find out how to label the question. I guess they're just called 4-color pen, custom, crystal. Is that what it's called? No. Huh. All right. Well, I guess I figured it would have had some fancy ass name. All right. Well, there you go. Let's shut this down. So what are we doing here? 2 months. What are we gonna write? What do we want done in 2 months? I know I just said it, but it shot out of my head when I looked up Big Pen. Well, we know we're doing the schedule this week, right? Um, we know the. I'm gonna. Are these Good Lord, they're perforated. That's good to know. Over the next 2 months, over the next 2 months, which is good. It's just 60 days. You'd be surprised at how fast it goes. It's a good little small nugget of time to kind of like set small goals on. And so I'm doing 1,000 days because I've done 1,000 days before, right? So I know I can do it. Every day I've done something every day for 1,000 days. The first one I did, completed it. The second one I did, I failed, but I failed at like the 1.5 year mark. Because life took over and I had to move, and it was a lot of shit going on. The next 2 months. What do we want in the next 2 months? You know what? We want a video and a shot and edited video in the next 2 months just to see if we can do it. Why don't we put that down? Shot. Because I shoot stuff, I don't edit. And I have a shit ton of video. So maybe if I did that, that will break open the floodgates of actually going out and shooting stuff, right? So we can shoot a video over the next 2 months. We don't know of it can be anything, right? It can be literally anything. That's okay. And it'll come back to me. We'll put this. We'll put this here. We'll stick this here. I really have to clean this room too. That's just life maintenance. But I wanted to put the TV in here and make this a whole. We'll put that in here. Actually, reset this room in the next 2 months with a actual TV. Reset. I call this the pod room. Pod room. All right. So that's two things. We don't want to get super ridiculous and have 1,000,000 things in a 2 months. Like you get 8 things in there, and that's a thing every 2 weeks. It's just, so likely what you want in there is like 3 or 4 things, right? Likely 3 things, because that gives you 3 weeks to work on something. And if you knock it out, you go, oh, I only need, then you can time it better. And the next time I'll put 3 things or 5 things on there. But if you put a lot of stuff on there and you fail, you're like, what's the point of this, mama? And it's demoralizing, right? That's why you've seen movies like in Top Gun, after the accident, he goes, get him back up there immediately. It's kind of make sure you don't lose your fight, lose your will, let it sit in your subconscious and fuck with you, right? If you were in a car accident, as soon as you got out, back better, hey, we're going to the store. I need you to drive me. My issue, I had a car accident, fairly bad one. My issue is this. I'm so skeptical of people's driving. I don't mind driving. I love driving. But I've driven with people whose driving freaked me out. Just kind of like, yeah, right. So in New York, I didn't ride with everybody. Oh, no, I'll meet you there. I literally did that for like 10 years. I'll meet you there. But here, everybody drives every place. So you have to hop in a car with anybody. And I'm only ever in cars with family. So, but yeah, you have to sort of get over that hump of oh, I failed, and or I'm afraid, or I'm stunted or stagnant in some way, whatever the thing happens to you. So yeah, if you do like these, I'm gonna set a goal to clean my apartment this weekend. Excuse me. And you don't do it, then you'll set a goal to do that, and then like before you know it, you're like, you'll stop setting goals. And I think many people have long ago stopped setting goals, but that's generally how goal setting works, right? Set a goal, give yourself enough time. Or some people are absolutely about it immediately. Set a goal and they attack it immediately. But we're different kinds of people. I sort of need to rev up to it. Do I have to do this? I learned this from my mother. Every spring, it's the coming of spring. I do it like late February. I spring clean. I open all the windows. This was in New York when it was still like 30 degrees outside. Maybe not late late February, but like the first 2 weeks of March, right before about spring training. Uh, because spring training always means spring to me. Growing up in New York, it could still be snow outside. Oh, and it's going to snow today. High temperature will be 35 degrees. You're like, and then the night, oh, and spring training opens up in I forgot the place in Florida, and the Mets are, and they show you the clips, and guys are out in like the sun and the green grass throwing the ball around. You're like, ooh, summer's right around the corner. And I would just kind of go, I got to come to this place, and all my mother taught me about cleaning just sort of kicks in. There's two ways to clean, right? There's I got to clean because there's people are coming over, like not people, but like a girl or a guy are coming over. So you cosmetic clean, right? You clean you super clean like the kitchen and the bathroom and the living room and the bedroom. But you can shove stuff in closets, sweep stuff on the rugs, put stuff under the the sofa, that kind of thing. That's cosmetic cleaning. But like deep cleaning this thing is like you get down and you wipe the baseboards with the dust, you open all the windows in like 40-degree weather, and you get all like the window rush to push all the old air out, get the new air in. Get one more time, baby. Get the mop out, wipe down, put some of the winter stuff away that you're not going to use, which is hard to do in like the second week of March in New York. But yeah, you do it once and you're like, it takes all day. My mother had us all doing it. Me, so yeah, 5 kids, put them little bastards to work. And my dad was just kind of like, he just had to be up because my mother was like, everybody's doing it. My father was like, I'm not doing anything. But he was out of bed, sitting at the kitchen table, mad that he couldn't go to sleep. This would happen at like 7 in the morning on like a Saturday or a Sunday. Completely by surprise. Everybody was up. What? Ma, I'm 7 in the morning. I'm not trying to clean this house. Go back to sleep. She'll be back there in 10 minutes. You better get your ass out that bed. Then you got to fight your brothers and sisters for the bathroom. Got to wait. Got to brush your teeth. All right, Sean, I want you to clean up, like mow the lawn, take out the strappings, clean up Ed, I want you to do this, that, and the other thing. And I don't know what my sisters had to do, but at the end of the day, it was all freaking done by noon. Then your day was yours. But it was like 7 in the morning on a weekend, like in March, April. Some days we clean, and then like a week later, there's another one. A week later, we got you little bastard. I did not miss you. Is this an invasion? What do they call them? Silverfish. They're silverfish. This is what it is. I can show you a silverfish. Yeah, sometimes we clean the whole place, and then like a week later, we'd get a blizzard. Silverfish. I know there's a band called Silverfish. Get rid of silverfish infestation. It's not that serious, bro. Let's show you what a silverfish is. You are just messing with me, aren't you? So let's click on that. Well, sorry. Let's show you the whole thing. So this is the silverfish, whatever this creature is. So yeah, he's right there, staring at me. I think he's got binoculars. I think he's yelling something. You killed my friend. You killed me. Yeah, that little bastard's going to be a problem. Yeah. So yeah, like that was one of the D&D streams I like to watch. Anything but TV. Here's another weird thing about me. When I leave the house, I have to be dressed, right? I have seen people in all manner of just woke up clothes at the gas station, at the Walmart, at the Wawa. Wawa is awesome, by the way. But at the Wawa, like, I was like, man, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it up. I'm going to get like Bugs Bunny fuzzy snippers with the ears on them, right? I'm going to get like a onesie that I'm going to cut off and cut the sleeves off. So I'm going to pull up the hoodie with the ears on it. I'm going to look like, people are going to be like, you left the house like that? I'm going to be like, I saw a girl. I swear to God, they were boxers for girls that you sleep in, but it was way up here. Her booty cheek was hanging out. She was pretty. She had her hair tied up in one of these rags. She had like pink, like fuzzy slippers, but they weren't pink. They were like black, but like they were slippers. They weren't thongs that you walk around in with like a with the fuzzy ball on top. They had the fuzzy ball, but I'm just kind of like she just she just got out of bed. Her clothes didn't have any pockets, so I was like, good lord, man. I don't know. I mean, be comfortable, absolutely, but geez. And I also see people riding motorcycles in flip flops, riding bikes, and I'm like, you can't put your foot down in flip flops, right? You got to be able to, just in case something bad happens. How are you going to put your foot down in flip flops on a motorcycle, on a scooter? Oh, people aren't even trying to stay in the gene pool. They are ridiculous. But I'd say, all right, you know, it is what it is. So we've got about 15 minutes to this show. I want to say yesterday it was an hour and a half. We try and leave it on an hour and 15 minutes. So here it is. Why don't we just tune it? So yeah, it's your Friday, baby bubba. Get some of that. La 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 la. Me. All right. We also talked about changing the strings. Maybe we'll do that tonight. Because I got to tell you, it's a little flat. It's a little flat. Perfect. Perfect. It's a little flat. It's a teensy weensy bit flat. You can't keep tightening these strings without one of them popping on you. Is that an A or an E? It's asking me. That's your A. This is your E. This is your G. Ugh. It's your D. Let's go muck it up with this one, which I always get wrong. Let's mute this thing. Oh, I can mute this with the Darth. Tried it almost. Yeah, we got to get back to practicing these chords. So yeah, tomorrow we're gonna have an absolutely correct schedule, and we're gonna knock that out. Should I? I mean, that could be guitar arts and crafts. I could buy the paint, and you know what? Maybe I'll make that a video. I'll buy the paint. I'll shoot it up. I'll try and edit it. Maybe not this weekend. So what can we work on this weekend? Do I need it this weekend? I wanted it this weekend. So why don't you just do it this weekend? All right. So we're going to try and do that this weekend. We're going to put that on the assignment. It's in the book. Man, it'd be nice if I wrote it in the book and I can actually get it done this weekend. I mean, it's about doing the thing, right? Learning the instrument, writing the music, or if you're a writer, writing the prose and plotting the story and getting the characters, right? So whatever remember, I'm learning music here via guitar. If I had another instrument, I'd be learning that. But it's about music here. But underneath that, which is what I always talk to you, it's about discipline. And if you pick up the guitar, you have to pick up discipline first, right? Every day you're going to do it. But you may not want to pick up music, right? So it's really about discipline. You might do, like I said, you might write that story. You might write those poems. You might start reading down on how to open up that small business you wanted to, right? You might, there's any thousand number of ways that you can activate something, but first you have to activate your discipline. And it's hard to do by yourself, right? It gets lonely and nobody's there to push you forward, especially in a land where no one has friends. We went through this. There was the dogs barking. Especially in a land where people have less and less friends, people have less and less family. Who supports you? right? Your preacher. Okay, that's good. Who else? Your teachers. Okay, I'm glad your teachers support you. But some people don't have preachers that of that quality, and some people don't have teachers of that caliber either. So, and I know you don't know me personally, but every day you can come here and get a rah-rah speech at the very least, because I'm for you. And like I always say, and here's my rationale. If you're happy and doing your thing in life, you're less likely to be a problem to me, right? Miserable people cause misery. Um, and in a smaller way, happiness causes happiness. Look, miserableness and happiness, like happiness is a flower, Happiness is like a leaf or a feather, right? And miserableness is like a marble. It's more dense, and if you need a lot more happiness to weigh the weight of that marble. And at this point, misery is as big as a bus. So how much good energy you need to sort of outweigh the weight of that bus with your good deeds and your discipline. I think a lot of that can be done with music. Music makes me feel good, right? So I'll view it like that way. Putting music in the world is a good thing. Putting art in the world is a good thing. And it makes people less miserable. Putting actual misery in the world is a fleeting thing, but it lasts forever. I've seen the park, fuck you, I'll give you the finger and I drive all day. You're like that mother, it lingers with you like a stitch. But if like you're coming in and you go, oh yeah, go and let somebody info in it, thank you, man. That little thing puts a little more good energy into the world, right? And the thing about it is, most people won't remember that, right? And maybe they'll remember they're of equal value. Just one weighs more with its that guy, I hate him, and man, and these people, and those blacks because it was a black guy, or those women because women drivers, or those Asians because Asians, I don't know, and those immigrants because immigrants, I don't know. And then you all begin to associate like the bullshit with them and groups of people because it can't be you, right? It might be you, but it might not be. And even if it is, you rarely notice that it's you. But you can let all that shit go by going, yeah, go on in. You go, oh, thank you, man. Let a car two, maybe two, and then go about your business because you've got other shit to do. And don't look at it like I'm gonna run out and put get in the world. Just go, oh, man, I'm gonna write that song because someone's gonna read it and go, that is a fucking. I got married to that song. That song reminds me. He's right there. I thought there was another one. He's right there. He's right on the roof. He's just staring at me. Now you got me paranoid that I might be surrounded. See, now I wish I would have left that spider where he was. See, I don't know. All right, so it is 8:15. Ugh, this is bad. Ugh, all right, well, we're gonna stop this. I don't know what happened in the week. This week was crazy. So we're gonna have a little more coffee. We're gonna wish you all well before you send you out of here, and probably in the next. Yeah, we leave it at 7 minutes. In the next 7 minutes. Ooh, but yeah, little stretches. Ooh, eat a little better, like all of it, right? Even as I tell you that, I'm like, man, you have to assess your own life as well. You just can't sit out here and say happy go lucky, skip through the clover bullshit and not do any of it, right? So yeah, we're gonna give the drinking a hiatus for about the next, what is it, August, September, October. Yeah. Let's give it a week or two or a month or two, or however long it lasts. I was like, yeah, maybe we drink on Friday, but maybe we should have like 60 days where we don't. And just do these. I used to drink like because I drink like fish, as I worked out back in those days. But then I would go on these. Like I would stop drinking for like 60 days just to do it because I had been running so hard. And then every now and then you get friends who are like alcoholics, and you go, dude, why don't you just stop drinking? And they look at you like, hey, good morning, Takara. I hope you're doing well. So yeah, it's let's give the two things I say at every show. So there was a poll where people don't have any friends. Oh, exactly. Back at it. You or I or both of us. Um, People don't have any friends. You have to make friends, and making friends, you have to be a bit vulnerable, right? You don't want to be a sidekick to somebody who's got a giant personality, right? And who's never vulnerable. You're just hanging around them for whatever reason you're hanging around. You want to make friends. You want to be able to sit and have good, meaningful relationships that last decades, right? People don't have any friends. That's ridiculous. And like I said, you have to be a little bit vulnerable, but don't be an open wound. Don't be so a raw nerve. And it's not a one way street. You tell them some stuff, they tell you, and it starts with this. Oh yeah, I'm an only child. Oh yeah, I've got a big family. Oh yeah, I like baseball. Yeah, I like baseball too, but I'm not crazy about football. Nah, man. Then you talk if that's the thing, or maybe it's music you're talking about. I like country music. I don't like rap music. Oh, what? I love rap music. What's the difference? I love so well. However you open up your conversation to form a connection is super duper important. But you don't have to be around. Like I said, you don't have to be around people you don't like, right? But you do. You should make friends. There's enough people in the world that you can go. You can be super discerning as long as you go out there and make them. Nope, 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 maybe. Nope, 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 definitely. Right now, you got one maybe and one definitely out of the 20 people you met because you're going out and engaging life again, right? I'm not going to tell you to get shots or not get shots. That's not where my head is. I got shots if you really want to know about it. Um, but the idea that you have to, you're going to stay in the house for another year and a half, or stay, even if you're out of the house, stay isolated from society. It's not good for your mental state. It's bad for the human animal. We're a social animal, right? We need people. People have smaller families. People don't have kids anymore or aren't having kids. The birth rate is down. And when they are having, they're having one. And then that little kid grows up lonely or super spoiled. Both of those are bad. Uh, yeah, you want their friends to tell them when they're full of shit and when they're rocking, right? You want them in their down moments to have someone that they can talk to, that they can trust to talk to them, right? Because they've been through some shit before. I've told you about this thing. You told me about that thing. And before you know, you're like, you find people uttering stuff like, "Man, I love you. You are my best friend," right? And that's why. Ooh, I'm getting all misty. Sorry. That's the way I feel about my man, Smooth Panic. I've known him for 30 years. I love that dude. That's the way I feel about Ted, who's on Haps here. I've known him for 40 years. I love that dude, right? I've had real good conversation with both of them in different stages of my life, in my 20s and in my teens, and in my 30s and 40s, uh, right? And but they both approach it the same way. They're not going to accept your bullshit. If I'm sitting here going, I'm going to be an astronaut in third, well, you could do that now if you get on the Blue Origin thing. But normally the thing was, you have to go to NASA and be either a big brain scientist or a military elite guy to be in NASA, right? And they would tell you, scientists, why? No, you might want to reevaluate that. They wouldn't, but and it's how you do it as well. They're not gonna be like, you're stupid. What's wrong with you? You're an idiot, right? There's a lot of that energy. Stay away from those people. If they can't disagree with you respectfully, you don't need them around you, right? But you want to respect them, and you shouldn't demand their respect, but they should willfully give it, just like you are willfully given. You don't demand anything in any of these friendships, right? But these people are so important to me that I'm respectful of their time and their energy and where we're coming from. It doesn't even seem like that because every time we meet, it's such a fun conversation, right? But those conversations are built on years and years of a foundation of friendship and mutual respect, and then going out doing things together and sharing meals and talking crap, telling bawdy jokes sometimes, laughing at stuff that maybe we shouldn't laugh at. Um, Holding each other's secrets, however those big those secrets are, not giant, stupid, ridiculous secret, but then people know that they can trust you if they do have to tell you some things, right? So it's this kind of energy. You don't want to, oh yeah, I'll tell you, and then you know run out and tell everybody, and then wonder why you don't have any friends and no one cares to confide in you, right? But friends are important. There are rules to having friends. You do have to be a bit vulnerable. You don't have to be a raw nerve. You should. I mean, you invest in your friends like they invest in you. Like I said, 50 years of friendship is an amazing thing. In a land where divorce is big and small families are a thing, and everybody's complaining about essentially the lack of people in their lives. People out there feeling the same way. They'd love to meet you, right? And that's how you have to look at it. Change your mindset and sort of not be like so sensitive about stuff, but also don't be so against everything new. So happy to judge everything. You just want to be a neutral sort of charge in a good environment because you're going out there for fun. And that's it. So it is 8:25. This is where we leave this one. Go out and make some friends, not lovers, because lovers are easy to come by. Friends, right? You will meet lovers through friends, but friends. And then when the lover's gone, you can go, oh man, what happened to the song? Oh yeah, that didn't work out. Oh, what that happens, right? And you still have your friend, right? These sacred things, sacred relationships that are always being undermined. You can work against that and go have friends. I would highly recommend that. All right, it is Friday the 16th. It's Friday the 16th. You have a great day too, Takar. I hope work breezes by and your weekend lasts almost forever. How's that? Same for all of you. I hope work is over in a second, and I hope your weekend lasts like a year. And I hope you meet people, have some fun, have a good meal, talk some trash with the people you ought to talk trash with, and let people know that you are a consequential mofo in this BIH. And you are going to do great things because you're doing great things. You're reactivated to it, right? I want to thank all of you for coming through. We will be here at 4 this afternoon. We will be here for 1,000 days learning guitar. Some days it's going to be like this, and some days it's going to be hard-earned work. And tomorrow I think it's going to be a hard-earned work day. And remember, our 7 a.m. shows go to about 10 on the weekends because we can, and we do whatever we want because it's the weekend. So what am I going to drink since I'm not drinking anymore? I'll figure something out. I hate mocktails, things that taste like alcohol, but all right. I might make smoothies or I don't know, smoothies. Ugh, I don't know. We'll figure something out. We'll do some searching on that too. But yeah, get out there. Let the world know that, not everybody has to be. I think the society keeps telling everybody has to be the same man and the same woman, and there's no deviation from that. Go out there and oh, excellent. Thank you. Go out there and meet people and shake hands. What's the saying? I'll make some connections. I'll have my people call your people. They'll do lunch and we'll do dinner. Like be a mover and a shaker in your own realm. Yeah. Get out there. Because no matter what you like, someone likes it, and you can both enjoy it together. It's always good to expand your circle of friends, right? But you got to get out there and be a bit vulnerable. You know how to do this. You're a social animal. All these people don't have friends stuff. How to make friends is nonsense. You know how to make friends. All righty then. We will see you at 4 this afternoon for more good talk. Oh, you know what? Before we do this, I've gotten into the habit of setting up the next stream in here. So let's do that. Da-da-da. Okay, so we are gonna. Oh wow. Okay, here we go. I should get faster at this eventually. So there's the 28th. Why does this say PM? This should have been the AM show. Oh, all right. This is a PM show. We're gonna hop in. Come on, Haps, don't mess with me. We're gonna hop in and change this AM show. I've been messing up the titles. 4 o'clock on this one. All right, so this is right. 20-day PM, Friday morning. So we're gonna write Friday afternoon. All right, there you go. That is set and ready. Okay. PM. So now we go in here because this thing says PM and it's not, it's AM. So we change this just to make sure we're keeping this thing proper in the archives. It'll say 28. Oh, there you go. Save that and see if it fixes itself. Daily practice day 28 AM. Yeah, so okay. So at least it's been saying PM all day. I've had an issue. Oh, I also did this yesterday. I had to go in and swap some stuff around, but it is what it is, right? There will be mistakes. And like we say about mistakes, as we leave, we had a giant box of mistakes, whatever you're doing, as you're trying to learn something, big ass box of mistakes, big as this room, in my case, of guitar mistakes. Every time I muck up, when I take some out, right, I'll get inspiration. Maybe 5 will come out. Eventually, that thing's going to be empty. It's going to be a nice place to keep my scripts when I start script writing again, or painting, if I start painting, right, it becomes an empty box and all the mistakes you made are gone and it's replaced by the skill set that you took up. And it's that simple, right? It's not complicated, but you do need homies to go, dude, you got that. Or, oh man, this thing is really good. Or I didn't like this one as much as like the last one. I don't know why. Good feedback from some people is good, but all the negative feedback you don't need. You don't need it. If people only give you negative feedback, stop asking them about it. Simple. I got love for you, even though I don't know you. I wish you well, because wishing you well makes it easier for me out in the world, because people who wish people well don't cause chaos. And I wish you well as long as you wish others well. I hope your weekend, I hope your weekend is going to be a rocking one, and I will see you Monday and Tuesday in it. Monday and Tuesday in your weekend? What? I will see you Saturday and Sunday in it. Twice, if you show up. 7 a.m. both days, 4 p.m. both days. Monday, we start this thing at 6 p.m. with the schedule. Whoo! We about to do it up. All right, I got love for you. I will see you in the next one. Peace out. Oh, let's do this one because it's closer. Yeah, peace out, guys.